keeps cutting me off. We're on part 3 of chapter 1. So right here, where he's giving, who is it? Where Greg is saying no offense to Roland, right? And he says, Greg taught me a long time ago that if you say no offense, then the other person isn't allowed to have hurt feelings about what you say after it, which I think is not true, right? When we say no offense to someone, it almost always means like you're going to take offense to it. But I think that only works with kids, because one time I tried it on my dad and he got mad. Here we go. Perfect example. He says, no offense, but your breath stinks. Ugh. Greg said the book was going to be too boring if it was only about Roland and that he needed a sidekick. I said maybe Roland could have a best friend who goes with him and his name could be Greg Heffley. But he told me everything about his life is copyright Greg Heffley, and if I used his name, I'd have to pay him money. So I decided to make up a different sidekick for Roland because I don't want any trouble with Greg. Greg said he didn't know if he could read a book about a boy who has to rescue his mom because that's a little too weird. So I said maybe I could switch out Roland's mom for a princess and Roland could rescue her instead. But Greg said nowadays princesses are tough and know how to fight, so they don't need some guy to rescue them. Girls, is that true? I think it is. A little bit. He said if I wrote a book about a helpless princess who needs to be saved by some dude, then I'm going to get a ton of angry letters. Well, that got me kind of worried because I don't want to get a bunch of angry letters. But Greg said I could put my publisher's address on the back of the book and then all the angry letters would go to them. Man, this Greg has got it figured out. I said I was just writing the book for myself and that I wasn't really trying to get it published. But Greg said if I was going to do all this work, I might as well try and cash in. He said that if my books get published, I'll have to think about movies and toys and t-shirts and swimwear and all sorts of other stuff too. And that sounded complicated. Oh man, Greg is thinking this book is really going to go somewhere. Then Greg said he'd make me a deal. He said I could focus on the writing and he'd handle everything else. Then we'd split all the profits 50-50. I was excited because that meant me and Greg were going to be partners. So we did another pinky swear to make it official. What are they saying? The Trolls movie? Dang, pinky swear. All right, so we're at chapter 2, so I'll save that. I'm going to try and figure out this recording business so that I don't have to start over. But this one, I want you to just tell me a little bit about, in the first chapter, who the main characters are and what is going on, right? What is Roland trying to do? Or what is Roland, I guess, not trying to do, but Greg is trying to get him to do, right? Tell me a little bit about that, and maybe if you remember some of the things that Greg had for suggestions for his book, write down a couple of those, okay? All right. See you guys later.